Hi everybody, it's Denise with Wondubar Crafts. Today I wanted to do this video to show off this, just do a little flip through of this cookbook journal I made for my friend Debra. It was intended to be her birthday present back in September. I started it and I had to set it aside to do some other things. When I got back from visiting my daughter and son-in-law in Washington State, I just sat down and just finished it because I had to finish it because I did promise to make her one. She's not a journaler, however, she does have a lot of her own recipes and stuff, so I thought this would be a good way for her to keep them all together in one central location. So, without any further ado, she is quite thick. When I put her together, normally I will do my signatures first, and I measure to try and gauge how thick I need to make the spine. And I had added some additional stuff, and you'll see inside why it kind of made it a little thicker. But she still closes, and she's very nice, and I think there'll be plenty of space for her to write out her recipes and stuff like that, and not worry about it getting too much thicker. So anyway, she is 5 1/4 inches wide, 8 1/2 inches tall, and her spine is 1 1/2 inches, and it has a 1/2 inch expansion. So there's a 1/4 inch on either side of the spine to be able to expand it out and not pull it apart. What inspired me to do it this style instead of putting the spine on the outside and putting it on the inside was I was in a bookstore and I was looking at this Japanese calligraphy book, and that is how it was put together, and I just thought that it was really kind of neat. So I played around with it for a little bit and figured it out and decided to do this one that way. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Okay, so I put a sari silk closure on there. Figured that would probably be the easiest way for her to open and close it. Okay, and I made a little raggedy. I figured she could use it as a little bookplace or something in there. That was inspired by Nick the Booksmith. And this first signature, there are 4 signatures in it. What I did was I kind of put it together so she could have like drinks and appetizers and stuff in the first signature. And I just did one of those little Tim Holtz die cut thin like picture frame holders, and then I just cut out a bunch of little Rolodex cards, and then I figured she could write some little recipe notes or something on that in there. And then I made some little fabric clusters. I seen Jessica Rapp, she's pretty awesome, do some, and I decided to do a few up, and then I just sewed a paper clip in there. This one is glued on, but I have other ones that I sewed in the paper clip. Some avocado dyed paper that I did. Some coffee stained and avocado dyed. And again, another one of those Tim Holtz with some more Rolodex cards in there. And then I sewed 2 pieces of tea stain paper together, and I made her a bunch of little index or like file tab cards, and so she can, and they're lined on the back so she can put her recipes on them. And some avocado dyed graph paper, and just another little tag, and then on the back I put a recipe for homemade hot cocoa on there, because I wasn't sure if she knew what to do with tags or anything, because like I said, she doesn't journal, so kind of gave her an idea of what to do. Alright, and then this is what I was talking about, that kind of ended up making it thicker. In the center of each of the signatures, I put this, and it's called crown binding in here, so that she could take out, so I put some recipe book pages in there, but just so she could see, or you could, you know, she could add her own recipe in there and have a place to put it. So like, you know, how sometimes you get a magazine and you like a recipe and that's the only thing you like in it, and you just tear it out, and then you're like, where do I put it? Okay, I'm going to put it in a cookbook. And then you forget where you put it, and now you can put it in here. Well, that's what I figured she could do. And then there's 3 of these in here, so she could, you know, do those. And I just folded them in, folded the pages in, so. But that's what made it thicker, was when I measured my signatures, I measured them for that, and I didn't add in for this, but it didn't make it too bad. I don't think, anyway. I hope she likes it. Another tag, and then I glued one of those little fabric clusters on there. And this one has a recipe for homemade guacamole, which I have because doing all my avocado dyeing to do something with those avocados. I mean, I like to put slices in my soup and stuff, but it's nice to have some guacamole. Another index card, a little embellishment on the top, little charm, little tuck spot. She can write out a little recipe or a little something in there. Another little tag, backed with some tea stain paper. And this, who did I get this from? Hold on, let me find out. Okay. It is a Trace of Sparkle who did these, and that's who inspired me to do them. And you use your coffee sleeves, like from your Starbucks or from your, you know, when you go and get a coffee and they put the little sleeve on there. And I just thought that was such a cute idea. And her name is A Trace of Sparkle, and I'll make sure I leave her a link to her YouTube channel down in the description block. And also, I wanted to mention that the crown binding, which is what this is called, to do these little tucks in here. A lady by the name of Michelle Brown, she did her whole journal when she did the Nick the Booksmith's Deserted Island Challenge. She did her whole journal using this kind of binding, spine binding. So I just did it in a shorter version to be able to put pages that you could take out and put back in and journal in for that. And I'll also leave a link for her channel down below also. Some more avocado dyed paper. Okay, and then this is a tag I've been kind of playing around with. I went online to go see if I could find something like it, and I haven't. Not to say that there isn't, but it is a quad-sided tag. So I thought this would be great to be able to put 4 different recipes on. So there's 4 different drinks on here. See? And then when you open it, you now have 2 more different ones. So, and then you can stand it up. It's kind of a be pretty good for a little ornament or something too, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. It was a good way to occupy little space and put a lot on it. So anyway, and if you guys are interested, let me know and I'll do a little tutorial on them. They were pretty easy to make. So, and then another tuck spot with a tag, and I just put 2 recipes on it. One for Idaho fry sauce and the other one for honey mustard dip. You know, like I said, this signature's for both drinks and appetizers. So, okay, second signature. This one I wanted to do more for like soup, stews, you know, salads, whatever you wanted to do, whatever she wanted to put in here. So, and just put a little half page in there, folded it over, and just made some little tags for her. She could write some stuff on it. Another little tuck spot, a little envelope. She writes something on with a little washi tape tab. And then this one I put 2 pieces of avocado dyed paper, sewed it together for another sleeve. And just another one of those file cards, index cards. Another one of those little Tim Holtz sleeves with some more Rolodex cards. Fold over. Plenty of places to put her recipes and stuff. Another big tag with some graph paper on the back. Show right on. And then another one of those crown bindings, and this one has like soups and chilies and stews and stuff in it. She can take them out if she doesn't want them, but and put her own thing in there. But I thought it was kind of cool, you know. Easy way to keep them from falling out of the book. Just some more recipe pages in there. Chowder and stuff, so. Another tag. Another little tuck spot. Fold out. And then put some more of those Rolodex cards. Made a little pocket for a tag, and this one's just got, I printed, my mom has tons of these little books. And I know you probably see them. They're like on the end caps when you go to grocery stores. And this one, I think, I don't know, I might have got it in the mail. This one was mine. But I love these things because they have tons of recipes, and my mom she has been buying them since she came to the United States. Every time we went to the grocery store, she bought one, a different one. And back then, they were only like 98 cents. Now they're like, I think like $2 or $3, some are $4. But she's got tons of them from like the 60s and 70s, and you can't get them anymore. But she also clips like all the little recipes off of like the sides of your, like this one was the side of a Clabber Girl baking powder. And so I just photocopied it or scanned it and then put it on a tag, and then I just made a little teeny tag to go in it. Get in there later. Another little card, a little dangle bead, a little tuck spot with a couple tags. Another one of those little clusters. I love these clusters. that was just so ingenious of her to do that. And they're so cool because they're layered already, and you can just put them together in seconds. Well, I won't say seconds, a couple minutes. And then you have a nice little cluster. And then some of these images I got from the old design shop. Or no, Graphics Fairy. Okay, and then the third signature, what I did, this one is for main dishes. So, and then I just put a little tuck pocket, and then these ones I did not cut out as Rolodex. And I love this paper. I found it on Etsy. I can't remember who I got it from. I'll have to find out. I'll try and remember to put it down in the description below. It's really pretty though. And then I just put a belly band to put another one of those file tab. Are they file tabs or index card tabs or something? I don't know. Anyway. And then this one, I made my own little what do I call those? Mason jar tags, which I was inspired to do by my lovely friend Allie at the, she is the Cockney Crafter, and I will also leave a link to her channel. Hi Allie, thank you for the idea, it was beautiful. But she made some really pretty, like greeting cards with them, but I got, and tags. And then another little tag. And then I found I had some paper, and it's got like the measurements, like how many teaspoons or tablespoons or everything. And you know, I always have to, sometimes I have to sit down and remember when I'm baking or cooking, how many is that? How many tablespoons? How many teaspoons? Now she's got it in her book. And then another one of these little mason jar. I did it as a topper, so just a little sari silk sewn on the top. A little tag. 8 fluid ounces is 1 cup. Well, you know, here in America we use cups and we use cups and teaspoons and tablespoons, and you know, when we do our liquid measurements, we go by 1 cup, typically using a Pyrex or whatever. And a lot of people and you may already know this, but in the UK and in a lot of places in Europe, they use ounces and milliliters and grams and stuff when they do all their baking or cooking. Okay, and then this one is like a little envelope, like a see-through envelope with a little tag, and I just, you know, did some fabric embellishing and layers on it. But this was inspired by another wonderful crafter, Amy at Crafty Cat. Hi Amy. And she had found these little envelopes, and she had tried to reproduce them, and they were gorgeous, and I was like, oh, that would look so cool, because it's so, you know, I just used wax paper and glued it on there, and that way you could see the back side of the envelope, the inside of the envelope. Thank you, Amy. That was a wonderful idea, by the way. And then once again, some more of that crown binding. And then in here, I just put some more little recipes out of those books. Like, these books are like Pillsbury puts them out, and Betty Crocker puts them out. Gosh, there's tons of them. My mom has a cabinet. I'm not kidding. A cabinet full of these things. Another little tag. A little tuck pocket. I just made these little tuck sides for whatever. And then another little surprise envelope, and inside here, see, this is what I'm talking about. My mom kept all these things. She would get them out of magazines and keep them. And so I just scanned them in and copied it, printed it out. But how cool is that? A nice little place to keep it. You know? Because I have tons of them over the place. And then a couple more little mason jars. And I just put some little edge of fabric. That little edge that's on the side. Just cut it off and glued it on top. And then backed each one with some lined paper. Tea stained. A little belly band. Some more little cards. And the last one is my favorite. It's desserts. Of course, if you know me, you know I like my sweets, and my backside will definitely agree with you that I like those kind of things too. So, I found another bunch of cute little dessert papers, sweets papers. And this one I just lined with some washi. Coffee stained and some avocado stained paper. Now this one I took one of those envelopes that I avocado dyed, and then I just sewed on it and then glued it back together, and then just put a piece of avocado dyed paper, which I have been doing a lot of lately. I was experimenting with it because I couldn't figure out from all the videos I was watching. It's like, they're not telling me something, or something's not going right. So I figured it out, and I'll do a video later on how to do it. I gotta wait for my son to come back, cause my little setup's on like a tripod with my iPad, but my tripod is not a camera tripod. It is one that it was used to hold a telescope, my son's old telescope. So I don't know if I could get it over the sink, but I'm thinking my son comes home tomorrow. Maybe while he's home he can help me either hold the camera or figure it out. Well, he'll figure it out. He's smart like that. But and I put the envelope in there with a little tuck space back there. And then just put some fabric on there and did some character design off my sewing machine. Some stitching. Another one of the cards with a little charm on it. I don't know if she's going to understand the charm thing, that it's just bling. And another little tag. Some more paper. And then this is copies of, like I said, what I did was just took the inside of it, took it apart, and scanned it in, and then just printed it off. So some yummy cookies, and I want to try that. That looks so good. You know, this time of year, I did not do any holiday baking this year. I have done in the past, but I did not do it this year. And I miss it. I do, I miss it. Alright. I made another little tag, a little tuck on there. I love this this paper is just so pretty. It's so pretty. And I'll find out what paper, who I got it from off Etsy, if you guys are interested. And I'll leave their, the name of their shop down below. And then here is another, I made a little tuck spot with another one of those quad tags. And for this one, you know, I thought I want to put some other different kind of recipes on there. And you know how when you get like your chocolate chip morsels or your Hershey Kisses, they always have little recipes on them, right? But they always put them on those plasticky bags. And I tried to glue it, and Fabri-Tac didn't work because it's plastic, it just peeled right off. I tried glitter glue, it didn't work. So what I did was I stuck it on with double-sided sticky tape right in the middle, and then just sewed around it. So it stays now. But what I did was on each segment of the tag, I put a different kind of, I don't know if you can see this, a different recipe in there. And this one's Toll House. And then this one's another white chocolate chip Toll House. I don't know, it's probably upside down. Anyway, I thought they were cute. And when I was looking for some different tag, you know, ideas, I didn't see anything, and it kind of, in the middle of the night, came to me, and I had been playing around with it, and I'll show you some of the other tags I had made, and was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It works. And then some more little cards, little index cards. And there she is. She is, like I said, a little chunky monkey, but I really hope she enjoys it. I have been doing some other things, so let me put this aside. I have been doing avocado dyeing. So, and I tried so many different ways. I've tried with just the skins, just the pit and skin, and I finally figured it out. And I will, like I said, I will do a video. Some of this, it's just amazing how different the colors come out with different papers. The whiter it is, the more pinky brown it comes out, and the more fibrous it is, the more of the brownish antique-y color you get. But if it's bright white, it comes out like a baby pink. Like this one was like a little thank you card, you know, and it came out really pink. And I love that color pink. I wish all of it came out this color, but it doesn't. And then I also noticed that with when you have a creamy colored item, it also it seems to take in a more antique, that antique, velvety antique pinky color that I love. And these are just some of the things. I did some like off-white book pages. And then this, of course, was white. So as you can see, the colors are totally different. Different shades of pink in there, which I thought was kind of cool. And then I've been doing some other things because I have been considering this for quite a few months, opening an Etsy store, and doing some different things, some cookbook journals and some, like maybe some prayer journals, Bible study kind of journals, and of course normal journals. But Nick the Booksmith did this really cool thing, and we used to do this years ago with our scraps of fabric. but we didn't use them for scrapbooking. We used them to make little quilt squares with. And I did some using some of the character stitches on my machine, and I am loving this. So I thought I would do a bunch of this up, and for those of you maybe that don't do any sewing, or maybe don't have character sewing on your machines, you know, so I'll do some of these up, and when I get my Etsy store up and going, you'll see some of this on there, some different kinds. And I did back this with some avocado dyed muslin, and I'm just having so much fun with it. I really am, as you can see. And of course, she made her little roll out of craft paper. I used paper towel roll and just cut it down to the size that I needed it. So I've been doing that and making little clusters and some other things, and like I said, lots of avocado dyeing, and I'm going to do some more because I need to do some more of the muslin. And so when I do that, I will definitely do a little film, a little video on it, so hopefully that'll help you guys out. You know, if you're struggling with your avocado dye, or if you already know how to do it, awesome. I'd love to see what kind of, if you get the same kind of results or different, or let me know if you guys do it any differently than how I do it after I do the video. And if you guys want to see, like I said, I played around with those tags. These are some of the other ones that I did that you could do for journaling. These are much thicker, but I made a huge pom-pom on it. But they'd be great for a little tuck space, or, you know, on the corner of the page to stick out or whatever. You know, I did those. And I've just been playing around with them. Different kinds of things. So, but like I said, I'm getting some things together to start an Etsy. And I will let you know when that opens up and when I get that started. So, but thank you so much for sticking it through and watching, if you watched all the way to the end. As always, I always have fun doing these. They're sometimes a little struggle with the camera. Every once in a while I have to shut it off and turn it back on. But anyway, if you like this video, please show your support by liking, and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you all for joining in. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.